Hello everyone, this is my second time trying to record this video, and yeah, I got a bit mad for just a second. I guess maybe the message here is there will always be distractions, there will always things, and people, even if you put some boundaries, people will always try to cross them. Anyway, starting off again. Today, we have the new moon in Pisces, and usually the new moons are starting something new, but this one is a bit different. This is about release and surrender, and I can definitely tell you that today I'll be making my own ritual and just connection to the divine about releasing any kind of control and being more in the flow about things, which is hard because I like to control things. Just like a few minutes ago I got mad, but I guess the flow is feel what you feel, express yourself authentically, but don't forget to come back and ground yourself. I want you all to prepare because this one is gonna be a bit longer than usual. I hate this message. Never mind. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit longer because I this time, like, of course, Pisces energy. I felt like not only doing the reading, but also I have channeled messages here for all the 4 groups, which came up like quite nicely, I must say. Another message is today we are being guided by goddess Ishtar / Inanna. And some backstory: a few days ago I stumbled upon a lady who was talking about Inanna and how transsexuality and fluidity in gender is quite important, because this provides us with the option to truly connect with the soul. And I didn't even know that Inanna and Ishtar are the same goddess, but in different periods. And today when I started my meditation for channeling, I heard Ishtar. So when I prayed upon my candle, immediately I asked Ishtar for help, and then I started doing the channeling. And to be honest, even now I'm a bit a bit exhausted, but I'm not exactly exhausted, rather it was a lot of very weird messages, very like Pisces, like it can be anything. But yeah, I've prepared all the 4 groups. What I want to also say is that because today is a cold day outside, and inside myself, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel cold. I feel, I don't think like cold as a person, rather, and not like cold as a temperature, rather still cold. And maybe because this is the last few days of winter, it's just I'm preparing for the upcoming spring. I just want to say that out, like, it's very freezing energy, stagnant, concrete, lack of movement. And I don't know if I mentioned, but if you hear some noises from the side, if you speak Bulgarian, maybe there's a message for you from the side noises. But yeah, try to disregard that because I'm at home and, you know, we can't control everything. Yeah, so how should I start? Group 1, hello. Group 1, do bear in mind that I wrote this like quite fast, so we'll see what I can read, what I can't. This is group 4. And new moon. So first of all, for you guys, I got the angel number 1309. Check that, maybe it's important. Then I got Sometimes the universe will change its mind for what's best for you, or and it might test your resolve. Mm, mm, yeah, a period of reclamation. This is gonna be, so you're reclaiming something. The sun, excuse me, the sun shines even in cloudy days, and it's not like the sun will shine through, rather the sun is shining on top of the clouds. Alignment is presence, not wishful thinking. Choose the right path, and right I mean not only as the correct, rather the right path. So if you have to go left or right, go right. Even if it is even if it means leaving something behind which emotionally fulfills you or doesn't fulfill you, because there is something better for you coming up. Love takes two. So you can't expect to be loved if you are not loving, and you can't expect others to be loving. You can't expect others to be loving if you're not loving them, and you can't be expecting to be loved if you don't love yourself as well. And love takes two. So if there is no reciprocity, don't burden yourself. Um, Stop searching for the value in people and things and situations. I'll come more with this in a second. You have still to learn how to cultivate a spark for love. So, what is happening here is you might not really understand love correctly. You're trying to think from the perspective of value. I am giving you emotions, you're giving me emotions. You might not be really in the position of, I'm willing to love you even if you don't love me, even if from afar. And to be honest, I can speak on that because I am able to love people from, even if they, like, one of the groups has the rejection part, which I am, that's my group. I won't say which one it is, but specifically with here, I can tell you, 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 sometimes people are like, yeah, I really like him or her and whatever, and then they get rejected and no longer they like them. When in reality, did you even like them in the first place? Or was that a spark? And here it says cultivate a spark for love. Sometimes we need to cultivate a moment for us to be like, I'm so interested in finding love and experiencing love. Yeah. Love has no measurement or border. It just is. And I'm coming back to the message of sometimes love is, and sometimes it's not reciprocated, but it is still love because you're experiencing love inside yourself. Or you might be like, you can't love me, I'm not that good of a person. Well, no, people can love you even if you're not the best person, because this is how they feel. This is how they are in their soul. So even if you feel like, no, I'm not lovable, some people will be like, well, you are lovable to me. And if you push them away enough, at one point they're like going to be like, well, okay, you don't want to be loved, I'm just gonna leave you to stay in that energy of not being loved. So yeah, let's go group one. See, we're just starting reading now. Healing reversed. I think it will be a good period for you to really come inside yourself and recognize where do you stand with healing. Five of Pentacles, good, reversed. Six of Wands, reversed. That's also good, I think. Death reversed, I don't like that. Three of Cups. So, I want you to understand, even though you're out of the position of feeling left out or not having support, you're still living in the ego. And maybe because either someone was not reciprocating your love, or you were like, no, I can't find the correct one for me. You're coming from the point of being seen. You're coming from the point of being victorious, of being appreciated. And that hasn't changed in a long time. You're still in this Three of Cups of having fun, just going with the flow. And I don't know what the cards will be, but I think that you must consider this Death and Six of Wands. And this can be two things, of course. Either you need to consider that you need to be more loving and come from the perspective of, well, maybe I need to give others more from myself and not come from the perspective of I need to be taking, or the other way around. I need to be taking instead of just giving. Because, or you have this Three of Cups here, so all of the relationships and just love in your life comes to being friend-zoned. And that can be coming from a self-value of not seeing yourself as good enough, and you're not changing that. You're still, even though you're going out of that period of emotion, like you might be feeling like, wow, like I can understand emotions better now. You're still not coming from, because we had that thing with the value system, and we have the page five of Pentacles here reversed. I feel like you're still seeing things from, if I give this, I'll get that. And that can be uncomfortable. Not only uncomfortable, this will always lead to just a friendship, because love has no measurement. Let's see what's coming up. A change of tune. And I heard a chance in time. The Fool. That's good. Ten of Cups. Oh my god, Ten of Pentacles. And a Four of Pentacles. Good things are coming towards you. Very good things are coming towards you. We have the two best cards in tarot for happy family, emotional fulfillment right after one another, with the Fool and the Four of Pentacles. If you would just change your resonance, if you would just tune yourself into love, you would have a whole new beginning. And my advice to you is jump. I feel like because we had choose the right path, you have an option. You have an option here, and that option is gonna make you so fulfilled. So fulfilled. Emotionally, financially, you're gonna have the best life. And with the Four of Pentacles, this is stability. You're gonna be able to save up more. You're gonna be like, this is amazing. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. So the happy family, the celebrations, the everything good. And we have a change of tune here. So my advice is change your perception towards love, because you are worthy. But other people are worthy of your love as well. That's what I heard. A chance of time. Give someone a chance. Give someone a chance. Because one of the messages which I had with the channel messages is, because you're seeing things as value of how they are at the moment, or the potential, You never know how things will go, actually. We don't know how love progresses. We don't know what happens in love. So keep that in mind. A chance of time. Speak up, reversed. Be mindful of what you say. You might be manifesting things from your mouth which are not Seven of Coins, um, which are not correct, which are not true, or you're like, I'll never find love, I don't want this person, that person. You might be stopping yourself from actually experiencing good things because you're trying to see the value in things. Strength. Ace of Coins reversed. This is interesting. And Two of Wands. If you don't say what you want, you'll never have it. And if you just continue trying to work and to be better, or waiting for something to get better, I'm not sure that that will happen. Because Two of Wands reversed, no other option, no new beginning. And look how it's moving. I love it. Yeah, sorry. Let me just try. Maybe it was too slow. It's a weird message here. It's like either you need to speak up of what you want so that you can have it, without, like, you might be overworking. You might be a person who's like constantly working, constantly trying to better themselves and trying to be the best version of themselves so that they can find that one. Or the other way around, you might be like waiting for someone to be that. Well, you're gonna wait a long time because no one's perfect, and we're constantly gonna find problems with each other and gonna find criticism. Let's see, what's this card? Yes, you are in a sense worthy, and others again are worthy of your love. I'm sorry, but I'm feeling this very weird energy, like you have a very big ego, very big, look at me, I, like, this cannot be the case, but someone, like, take what resonates. You might be like, I am just too focused on the money, too focused on my life, on what I need to be doing to perfect myself, to be dealing with someone else's needs. But in reality, that's part of love, because you are the person who can assist, and yet again change the perspective, change the prism. Maybe you're the missing piece for that one person to be perfect, because you shall teach them not by saying, rather through existing around them, because partnerships always motivate each other, like when they're healthy, and others might allow you to have more fun, and perfection, they will allow you to know, like, you might see yourself as not good enough, but your partner will be like, wow, you're amazing, you're perfect. And for a long time you'll be like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. But at one point you're just gonna be seeing that person like a puppy, being like, you're amazing, I love you, you're just perfect. And at one point, it's just psychology and resonance, you'll be like, well, at least that person sees me that way. So yeah, group one, this is your message for the new moon in Pisces. You might be releasing this old way of existing where you're not seeing yourself or other, like, you're seeing yourself and others as a value. Because we're a lot more than that. Because we're frequencies, and even if you're the richest person on earth, if you don't have love inside of you, well, what truly is your value? You're just rich. Thank you, group one. Hello, group two. I'll be joining you here, but I will be how to say, I will be trying to come from the perspective that I'm reading for others, so I will be keeping that in mind. For you guys, I used a red marker for some reason. So yeah, I think this is the yeah. So channeled messages: a roof over your head and a petite cup of coffee. What I got here is a roof over your head is not just foundation of like the basic needs. A roof over your head for me came up with structured existence. And a petite cup of coffee had a whole different meaning where something small can be quite like it came from this cup here, and I have coffee inside. And coffee, it's I don't know what's the word. Like I know the word, but I can't think of the word. Like it's not sweet if you don't put sugar or honey inside of it. Sour. It's sour. So a petite cup of coffee, something small and cute, can be quite so. What was it? I forgot the word again. But yeah, it can be something which can make you like you like it. You like that it's not stingy, whatever the word I said. Oh, Mercury in Pisces. But yeah, I'm gonna continue. Um, Coffee. The symbol for information. You know how when you go somewhere and it has a sign for I don't know why that came up. It was just showing. So I had this teacher, and she used to say "nota bene," which that was like the most important part, like very important information. So maybe something here is very important information. Maybe with Pisces, the new moon in Pisces, the release of everything is releasing very important information from yourself. Cleansing, calm, cleansing calm waters of time, and that's time heals everything. And years ago, I wasn't sure how that would work, but it does heal things. It just it happens, but it takes time. It takes understanding. And what was that song by Pink? Something the hills look small when they're too far away or whatever. I feel like cover me in sunshine, cover me in sunshine, and it's the other way around. It's like all the trouble which you've undergone, the further away you go, the smaller it looks because you've passed through so much now. Sacral self, and sacral self in my third eye, I was seeing like the star card, but in a different, like a very dark cave. And this is the sacral waters. And let me just read this because I think it's connected. Go do the rejection, the reflection on rejection. Um, Now that the cat's out of the bag and you lost all, how do you feel in this naked, cold, dark, nurturing space of infinite possibilities? And that's what I meant with the star card. You might be in a position of feeling very bare and you're cleansing yourself from all of the things which happened, and everything is very dark. And maybe that's why I meant that, like, today I feel cold. It's exactly this energy of being in the cave of a spring and just washing yourself with these healing waters and just releasing. But it's dark and it's cold and you're alone and you're unsure and you're seeking information, but you're not rushing because there's infinite possibilities of what can happen for you. Mm, you have you have closed yourself and your nurturing side, awaiting something which will not come when you are already successful and the universe is trying to give you more. And that channel message came from tarot cards which I got, and there was the Empress reversed and the Four of Cups and other cards like the Six of Wands. So it was more of the energy of you've closed yourself so much now, maybe because of this dark place that you're trying to cleanse, but now it's more about you're awaiting information, maybe, but that will never come. Like, you know, it's never gonna come, and it's like you've closed yourself on your journey there, and the universe is trying to give you other things because you are successful. You passed through those hills, I assume, and you're still awaiting. This can be like I'm hearing it like a job interview, like you had to undergo much trouble to get to some kind of knowledge, and then you wanted to go to a specific place to work. You applied for that place, but they still have not come back to you, and now there are other options which are coming, which are not bad options, but you're saying no, I'm waiting for that interview, because if I say yes to those other options, uh, when that interview calls, I will need to say no to the other options, or what am I gonna do? But the universe is like, well, that interview was never meant to happen. Like, you were meant to undergo that training for the first interview just so that you can learn the things so you can work in the other places. You were never meant to work on that interview. Yeah, let's see. Oh, this one was a big one, yeah. First of all, this group for some reason got three extra, like, proper, just beginning cards. And we got the Wheel of Fortune. We got Right. And what was this? Two of Coins. And the first message I got is, the wheel was never meant to turn. It was meant to go exactly as it is. You were meant to try to balance things. And let's see. Uh, surrender reversed. Princess of Wands. Swords, excuse me. The Hanged Man. King of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Three of Pentacles reversed. And because we got the surrender reversed, I think this is associated with you're still fighting. You're still fighting, you're still troubling yourself with what ifs. And there is new things coming up for you, new information, new journeys. And you might be feeling like I should be going places. And the Hanged Man usually represents exactly this, to surrender to something. It's like you heard that you must be moving. King of Pentacles, towards more stable times, things which will serve you better, a better purpose. Uh, Two of Swords, but you're still considering options. You're still trying to not like you're trying to see in between options. And the Three of Pentacles, you're refusing to work with others, or others are refusing to work with you. Just like with the interview. Yeah, they refuse to work with you. And maybe that's the rejection part. You must reflect on being rejected and understanding that when you're rejected, this is this phrase, guided, not denied. So this is not a moment for you to be considering maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe because we have the King of Pentacles and this is Valo. Maybe I need to wait, maybe I need things to be. No, you need to surrender this process and just move forward. You already know that you must be moving forward, and probably you are moving forward from that situation, but you're still dwelling on it and considering what ifs, what ifs, what ifs. When in reality, you're choosing not to work with others because you closed yourself off. And probably because I had the Empress there with the channeled messages, you have so much to give, and some people are dying for you to give them yourself. And just because someone didn't value you or just was not reciprocating that energy doesn't mean that other people will not. And I understand, and it's not just people, this is situations, because if it's about work, you probably wouldn't have felt good in that workplace where you wanted to work. And now there are workplaces which have good colleagues, good environment, maybe they bring donuts every weekend, whereas in the other place it was about work, 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 and nothing good. And what's coming up for you is a lot better. And yeah, don't stress about that, because realignment, what is meant for you will come. But if you just stay closed, nothing can come. Noticing patterns. I don't think you've really noticed something. Well, let's see what the Seven of Wands, the Star. I'm hearing in the Chariot reversed, the Eight of Wands. Have you noticed that you have a pattern where you like to still fight even after, not like fighting, like you like to stay. You're the last one to always stay. And we have the Chariot here. You don't like to take control over things. We have the Star here reversed. It's like you like to dwell in the past. That card with the Chariot is reversed. And with the Seven of Wands, I heard like this very toxic Bulgarian phrase, "Bimo bichumte," which means hit me, I love you. And it's like toxic. Like you dwell in situations. Check what kind of, like, noticing patterns came up reversed. So you might not even have noticed how much you tend to stay in the negative side and to even I'm hearing on in my head. You like to put negative or toxic people on a pedestal because this is a pattern you have where you choose not to be healing and to see your own good value, and that you're the star because you're feeling like you're taking control too fast, moving too fast, and you might be a very loyal person. And loyalty, but at one point, loyalty is. Were they loyal to you? Like, were the people from the interview loyal to you? Or did they just hire someone else and start working when you were staying with no money or no possibility to expand yourself because you were waiting on them? And this is a negative pattern, which you haven't really noticed. So the new moon in Pisces is really giving you this option of understanding not only to release this pattern, but to take control of it, to really take control of it, and not with aggression, because we have the same Seven of Wands here, but boundaries towards yourself. Create more boundaries towards yourself, being like, I shall do these things. I will seek that new opportunity for myself. I will open my heart, because the Chariot, I will open my heart to something else. May the universe give me this new opportunity, because that way the universe will be like, hey, at last we can at last give him, maybe or her, this new opportunity. Let's see. Guard your space. And with the Seven of Wands, people like to take advantage of you, don't they? Give heartfelt thanks. You're not. I feel like people are making you feel like you owe them things, like you're responsible for their like victimhood. And here, what they're saying is, you don't know anything and anyone anything. Protect your energy, protect your boundaries, protect yourself, because at the end of the day, your life is passing. And I feel like this energy with the interview again, where you're like, oh, but if I say, because they still have not come back to me and they said that they will, if I go to a new place and suddenly they ask me, well, if I'm able to start working with them, if I say no, they'll be like, well, what, how could you? Like, we told you that we're gonna come back to you. Like, you said that you're very interested in our job in your motivational letter, and now you're in a different place. Like, how could you? And this is a very toxic HR, just so you know. The moon. Wheel of Fortune here. Oh god, this is an amazing energy. King of Wands. And Two of Swords. You have another option. You've stayed in the dark for a long time. Now the wheel is turning, and you're gonna get a King of Wands, which this can be a lot of things, but this can be you. This can be you being recognized, magnetic, loved. But I do have the Two of Swords here, so I feel like people are gonna see how long you've stayed dwelling on these possibilities, and that's what's gonna make you more magnetic. Maybe this is how you're gonna show your loyalty, because again, with the metaphor or whatever it's called, with work and yeah, it's like you're gonna go to a new opportunity is gonna come up, and you're like, listen, I've waited 1 year here, or 2 years, or 3 years, whatever, doesn't matter, for this opportunity, and I was loyal to it, but nothing came up. So now I'm willing to go, but just so you know, I've been through that, and uh, yeah. And they'll be like, well, good, we appreciate that. We appreciate you being loyal to that place. We appreciate you being truthful about it and taking your time, because we appreciate people who don't just rush into things the moment something doesn't work out. That's it. Mm. Tradition is rigidity, not foundation. Yeah, you might be coming from a family which likes to keep things quite traditional. I have this phrase which I can tell you from experience, it does not work. When I was engaged, mm, we had trouble, many troubles, and I come from a family which like they would stay forever together. And when I was writing this, I was specifically thinking of the phrase: if you have a vase and it breaks, you don't just buy a new vase, you glue it and you keep it. And you can't just be buying new vases every time a vase breaks or just even a notch is broken. But tradition is rigidity, not foundation here. This came to the vase doesn't exist, everything is glue. So with this card here is stop trying being so traditional. Do the fun part. Like go on that interview. Mm, have some fun with it. Try the new job. If you don't like it, you can always change your mind. And maybe try another job, and another job, and another job, just for the sake of it. Because at the end of the day, you've been traditional enough. You've done your part. Have fun with life. You're the king of wands. You're magnetic. People like you. You're gonna be fine. Whew. Two groups in, two groups to go. Let's see. Hello, group 3. You guys got a very interesting message, and you got the message with Inanna. And what I noticed with Inanna, like a few days ago when I was shown Inanna on my Instagram feed, was that she was like nowadays we call them transsexual people, connected to that. Oh, I want to sneeze. I want to sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the channel message and we'll see where we're going. Morning, like morning, like not morning, like I'm sad, rather like the morning. Mountain, cold, fresh. Can't close the lid. So what I was hearing here is that you might be in a very just like group 2, I think they were like the group 2 is in a cave and you might be in the mountains, cold, in a colder place, but it's fresh and it's what was it? What was it? Not mountain. Like there, I threw it away, but it came from one iced tea which I was drinking, which was called Morning Utro, and it's quite nice. But the thing is, you couldn't close the lid, so you might be overspending energy, and I'll tell you why. Like I won't tell you why that's happening. I'll tell you like my channel message. People distracting you from your work, from your job, and having to control a pure creature just a second, for others' safety. And that's more of that's a weird message, I know, but it's like other people are doing a job and you're doing a job, but you, meanwhile that you're doing your own job, have to, like, you're constantly having distractions, not distractions, excuse me, that sounds like distractions from your own thing which you're doing, so that you can help other things, and at the same time you're having to protect others from a pure creature, which in my case was a dog, because the dog is perfectly safe, but all those people, we don't know how the dog might react to them. So that's the channel message. androgyny, and being present in um, how you feel in your body. And that's the message which I have for you. I want you to consider, like in the place where you are, how do you feel about your body? Because oftentimes we are not sure how we are inside ourselves. Like I can tell you, I was born a cis male, and um, I'm happy with my body. I'm okay with being a cis male. I'm a feminine cis male, but I am happy at being a cis male. And some people tend to hide how they are inside themselves, inside their bodies, because mm, many reasons can be affecting that. And I'm saying this because this might be very important for you. This might be important because maybe you are androgynous and or non-binary, but you're not expressing yourself that way. And if you're not, this can be a big problem for your soul, for how your soul needs to be expressed. uh, Divine feminine is equal to divine masculine, and that came because some people, if you're a cis man and you feel like you might be trans or non-binary or whatever, you might be feeling like if you do go on that route to express your divine feminine correctly, the way you want, people will see that side of you as not strong enough. But as I was giving this example a few days ago, I'll tell you as well. The Empress and the Emperor are both responsible for other parts of, like the Empress is responsible for the queens and the Emperor is responsible for the kings. The Emperor will go and say to the kings, I want you to go to these waters and to build a bridge. I want you to teach these people how to fight. I want you to teach these people how to sing, as an example. And then we have the queen, the empress, which goes to the queens and she's like, I want you to teach these people how to knit. I want you to teach and the emperor has no idea how to knit. Like without the empress going to the queens and saying, I this is how you need to knit, he won't have clothes, he'll be naked. But without the emperor building the bridge, there is no way for trade to happen so that the knitting materials can come. So both of them are responsible for different parts of our reality in your own reality, and we can combine those. This is the androgyny part, where when you're connected to both your divine feminine and masculine, this is the pure bliss because you know how to work. And bear in mind, we are often, I'm a divine feminine. I'm absolutely divine feminine. I love my divine feminine side. And for the past years, I've been learning about my divine masculine because it's hard for me. It's hard for me to take control. It's hard for me to be someone who's in charge and say, this is how things should be when I'm around males. But when I'm with women, it's quite easy for me because I know what to say. I know how to be nurturing and how to be like, hey girl, this is how we must do things if we want to be Gucci. And she'll be like, yes, girl, I hear you. But that's my natural way. Like, that's how I am. Anyway, um, I have no idea what I've written here. Remain focused on seeing your own light. Interesting. Um, this is more about you're on a journey where you're seeing what kind of an amazing person you are. And they're saying, continue on this journey. Continue on seeing your light. Your sacrifices were not in vain. Oh, that's what I was weirded about because it's remain focused on your vein at first. I read, I was like, what? Um, that's that's called being responsible with the sacrifices. Um, an icy heart will never melt by magic. but true, true love's embrace. I'll say that again. An icy heart can never melt through magic, but only through true love's embrace. And oh, we got this phrase here. And you might be connected to group one if you relate to seeing people as value. Um, some people are so poor they only have money. Although important, mm, currency, you will never feel one specific void. Yeah, I must learn to write clearly because this was hard. Logo free again. Uh, huh. Divine support. You're being helped by the universe, by God, by whatever you believe in. Ooh, Five of Swords. Starting off uncomfortable. King of Swords. Oh wow. Prince of Cups. Did someone tell you off when you came in? Like you were trying to come in, like emotionally. Oh no, Prince of Cups came out reversed as well. Uh, are you fighting? Like you're getting assistance, divine support. You're receiving assistance with a problem where communication and mania and hysteria. That's why. That's how I feel about that card. Is affecting you because you're trying. You might be you or someone else might be manipulative, hiding stuff. We don't have the Seven of Swords, so I'm not gonna say hiding, but you're trying to control things from the side. Prince of Cups. So moving forward emotionally, and you're fighting with the process, and whatever is happening in your life where you're trying to move forward but others or you are being stagnant in the way you think, you're being divinely supported in that sense. Yeah. mm, my advice to you is come from the point of love, and I know it's hard. Sometimes we don't want to love others. Sometimes we want to beat the shit out of them. But will that truly make us happy? And I'm hearing another message. What do you prefer? To be right or to be happy? And interesting thing, you got cards from a different deck which I didn't use for any of the cards. So aren't you a special one? You're always special. Like not always, but often you're special. Six of Swords, changing your mentality. Oh, actually they're part of this. Okay. Knight of Cups second time. You're being divinely guided to communicate and to move forward into the way of either you need to, like, you're being divinely supported in the way of understanding how you think and how much you're fighting things and how much you're trying to cut through everything and maybe control things, but that doesn't bring you good things because you're scared to be moving forward, and we have two Knight of Cups reversed. So either you're choosing not to move forward emotionally towards something which you don't know what it is, or you're choosing not to be emotionally available for stuff, and you're being divinely guided to understand that process. Not only divinely guided, divinely supported even. Yeah, stop fighting with love. So yeah. Family ties reversed, and I'm hearing cut the cord. Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles reversed, King of Wands. Oh my god, the divine union here is happening, but the King of Wands is reversed, and Nine of Cups reversed. I'm so sorry. I'm hearing just because things didn't work out for your family doesn't mean uh, you'll be experiencing the same thing. I'm hearing this. I had a friend of mine. I have a friend of mine, and she started dating a boy, and they are having an amazing relationship. But the problem is that she was like, I really want to marry him, but he says that he'll never get married because his family got divorced, and he went through the whole trauma of seeing what happens with that, and this year. I'm so happy. I'm so intuitive in astrology and everything. I was like, hey, like you're gonna get engaged to him. And she's like, he's never gonna propose. I've told you so many times. And he was like, I'm never gonna propose. On Christmas Eve, he proposed. So, yeah, the message here is cut the ties with your family in a sense of just because it didn't work out for them doesn't mean it's not gonna work out for you. Because for them, it was never meant to work out. They never really wanted that. And this Ace of Pentacles, there is a divine union here, but if you're the divine masculine who's reversed, you're like, I'm not good enough for this. I don't deserve a new beginning. I don't deserve my wishes to come true. And this is coming from the divine masculine in your family. The divine feminine might have been like, I know my value. I'm deserving. But the divine masculine be like, no, it's gonna be my terms. It's gonna be happening how I want it, and we're not gonna have anything. So yeah, this can be. I think this is family orientated. So keep that in mind. You're very connected to your family, to your ties, to how things are happening there. Let's see. Mm. Travel through dream time came up reversed. Let's see, what is this? Activate your spiritual connection. Both of them came up reverse, and the message I'm hearing is you might be a very spiritual person who's constantly in the dream world, who understands all those things. Well, now it's no longer about spirituality, it's about tangibility, about the 3D matrix, about how things are happening here. Soar with insight. You've gained knowledge here, very strong information, and I feel like you understand that a lot better. And again, you might be someone who's very connected to spirit, someone who knows what they're doing. But now it's not about spirit anymore because it's more about all the new lessons you've integrated. And you might be asked, live in the now, live in the present. King of Chalices, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Knight of Swords reversed, not moving forward. The Lovers, making a choice. Page of Coins. Believe it. Do you believe in life after love? Meow, 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 meow. I think you were taught a lesson that emotional maturity is something very important as well. And emotional maturity means responsibility. And if you stay stagnant and really don't take the opportunity or just move, take a risk, make a choice. Wasn't there like there was a song of Kelly Clarkson which I'm hearing in my head? Make a choice and break away. Page of Coins. I think like you know what you like. You have a whole new opportunity, but you're kind of scared of. This is sword, so thinking about it, there is a choice which must be made, and it's about a whole new journey which you're taking, which will require emotional maturity and speaking or moving. You might have to move somewhere, but you already have the insight anyway. So, yeah, and we have to believe it. So, you're so spiritually connected, but you're not believing into something. And maybe that's why spirit is like, nah, 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 I will show you now, even though you're so spiritual. Because I had that moment last year, believe me. Like, I was, the word which was used against me was arrogant. And I can tell you, I was thinking that I knew everything. And the universe was like, "Mm, can't wait for you to understand that you know nothing." Uh, yeah, so choices from the heart, about emotions, moving places, speaking your truth, about what you want and how you want life to be, and believing in that. But this is no longer speaking to the universe, this is tangibility. This is, where is it? King of Cups. This is diving deep into something. And this is a King of Cups, babe. So I feel like you're not even though we had the Knight of Cups here, if you dive into something, it's not like you don't know what you're getting into. You're very well aware what you're diving into. And I don't think that's good or bad, but we do have the Page of Pentacles, so it's a good new opportunity. Maybe you're starting to study something new. Mm, but yeah, it's more about if you're feeling wary, because we have the Knight of Swords, and we also have the Knight of Swords reversed, so this is being manipulative and saying bad things, and we had the Five of Swords, so you might be like, nothing's happening, I don't want that, this is, I hate it, but your heart is saying something else, and it's like the universe is like, do you even believe in yourself? Do you even believe in yourself, in what you're saying and how you're saying it, even if, though you're fighting this? And this is divine support, like they're saying, stop trying to move to the past and cling to the past is done, like let it go, move forward with whatever needs to be happening, because you'll be happy in that sense, whatever that is for you. um yeah, group 3, this was your message, so believe it, whatever you need to be believing in. And group 4, hello, I'm opening this like documents. Oh, turn off and on, and this is like a switch which I'm using it for my heater here, of me uh, like warming myself and not. So there is some kind of a switch. Maybe it's connected to a switch, and I can tell you last year I learned that I have a switch which I like use when, because I can be vengeful and like I have a Mars in Scorpio. So what I learned is when I get aggressive, I can choose whether I want to be aggressive or not. And oftentimes I just choose to be a bitch. Not good. It's a choice. Yeah, switch. Always trying to change. A runner. I was like, what is this word? A runner, being a runner. It's fine to ask for help. You might be the responsible one, the one in charge, and the one who needs to keep the stability and foundation. I'm sorry for reading that, I'm blind, so if you don't know me, I am blind, so it takes time for me to read even my own things. You might need your spouse's help running away from your divine counterparts, or to be a provider with no external assistance. Oh, that was a lot. I'm gonna try to connect everything for you. So I had here this message of you being a very responsible person, and you're the one who, like, two things can be true at the same time. You might be the responsible one or the one not who's responsible. Uh, you might even be the responsible one, and you might have a divine counterpart who's not responsible at all. And you're like, I'm not gonna be taking this trash, this person who doesn't even know how to do anything right. Um, and you're running from that, or you might need their assistance in something. Maybe you've lost the way of having fun, and they need to be stabilized and be like, I need to stabilize my life. And because I've written here, running away from your counterpart. uh, Counterparts meet so they can balance each other, and when they balance correctly, one of the parts is able to, as I said, if you're the very responsible stoic one who's like always working and very stable and always the one who people go to, perfect. But maybe you need to get drunk with your counterpart and maybe not go home for 3 days and no one not to pick up the phone for 5 days and just be somewhere, because the world wouldn't fall apart. And the other counterpart, or if you're the other counterpart, you might be that, like, you're not picking up your phone, you're not responsible, and having that partner will be like, okay, well, I certainly need to pick up the phone, and I need to clean the house, and I need to follow this schedule, and I need to do my work. And I'm so happy that I have this new healthy schedule for me, because I'm eating healthier, I'm not drinking as much, I am just feeling better, I can see it on my face. And both of the parties are just relaxing more, existing better. So yeah, and also have this not asking for help. You might be like in a partnership where you're like, I'm gonna do everything by myself. I can do everything. I don't need my spouse's help. I don't need to burden them. Ask for their help because they are there for you. Without you saying your needs, they won't know what you need without you expressing those needs. And you might be like, but I was never taught that. My family never like, in my family always the divine masculine has been the one to, because divine masculine can be a woman as well, uh, always looking after everyone, never asked for help. Yeah, but now they are experiencing so many mental troubles, or maybe they, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not those people. You don't need to be that. You have a person who's there for you. So the message here is ask for help, and with the switch, maybe there is a switch in you which you go from very responsible to irresponsible, or maybe you have this um, mm, divine union where both of you are both those things. And when someone needs to just fall, as an example, like, you might be very responsible, when you need that time off, you just put the switch on, and the person who's not as responsible will just take up that role for you and do everything, like proper everything, because both of you can, like, like, you might be mutable signs to change and move. And yeah, but I had the King of Wands and Queen of Wands as a divine partnership. So Aries, Sag, Leo. Yeah, seek your spouse's assistance. Oof. Let's see. Embrace reversed. Yeah, you're not embracing help. Like, someone might be coming to you being like, hey, I want to help you. Six of Cups, definitely. You're trying to do things by yourself. Maybe your past is trying to help you. Or just the Magician. You don't have all the tools at your disposal. You can't do everything alone. You need to find balance. Two of Wands, you don't have an option anymore. The Devil, you need to release things. You need to release control. The All Gifted, yes, you might be perfect, but the All Gifted came reversed. So, like, an astronaut maybe they can be an artist or musician, but they're an astronaut. They can't be going to an opera concert being like, oh, maybe there are people like that, but even if they are like, maybe they won't be a woodworker as well. Like, no one is able to be everything at the same time. Like, we're not all just machines, we're human. The Hermit reversed. You haven't even done retrospection about that. You're like, I'm not even gonna think about it. I just need to push through. I just need to get to where I need to. And the universe is like, when are you gonna embrace help? When are you gonna understand that you need to release control? You're toxic. And you might be even fighting with others because you're like, I don't need your help. I'll do it by myself. And others are like, please look at yourself. Go to therapy. Help yourself. And you're like, I don't need to be looking at the past. What does the past even have to do with me? What does my family even have to do with me? I'm perfect as I am. Babes, you need to be working on that. My advice. And I don't even have a knight of swords, which for me is like the card of going to therapy. It's the Two of Wands for me, which is like you don't have any other option now. Seek assistance from your spouse, if not from therapy. Seek assistance from your spouse. Oh, my right ear is ringing massive at the moment. Maybe this is a message for me to ease into things. Maybe you've experienced life always from the point of people telling you off, and that's why you had to become this person who I don't know how to say it. Like you want to have control over everything, so no one can tell you off. So I'm sorry. I'm just like that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life. This is I have a moon in Cancer, so I'm like a mother. I'm like, I want you to be happy. I want you to be good. So consider my words in a way which is like good for you. A helping hand. Receiving help from others. King of Cups, reversed. You might be quite stagnant in your emotions. Knight of Swords, you don't even want to speak about those things. And here we got the Two of Wands. Interesting, very interesting. And Six of Wands reversed. You can't do everything alone. And definitely without you speaking what you feel, this can create trouble for you. And the way it creates trouble for you is because you're feeling uncomfortable in your emotional state. This comes out as you being aggressive or telling people off. And people are like, well, what's happening? What have I done? And because maybe you don't even want to, you don't want to make people feel bad about what's happening, but you don't want to say what's happening. So you're like in the mix of what should I be doing? Like, I don't want people to know that I have trouble, but they see it, and it's uncomfortable for you. Cancer energy, uncomfortable for you. Because you're feeling things which you may have never felt. You're listening to information which you've never understood before. New things are, because this is synchronicities. And it's hard for you. You're trying to see all the possibilities. But I want you to come from the understanding that this is not about victory. This is not about you winning anything. This is about you not losing anything. Okay? And you have a helping hand, so either my words today or just the whole universe is assisting you at the moment. Follow the flow came up reversed, which is interesting because Usually follow the flow, I love it as a card, but maybe now is not the time for you to be going with the flow. Going with the flow without, like, now is not the time for you to be seeing how things will go. Now is the time for you to be a little bit more understanding of how things should be. And we have death reversed. Immediately after we have the star, Queen of Chalices, King of Coins reversed. I think you know that if you change, healing and emotional availability are there for you. And we had the King of Cups reversed, and now we have the Queen of Cups here. So I think like your spouse might be quite nurturing, and they might even know that something's off, but you're holding back. You're not saying what's happening, and I think this is associated with your emotions. And we have the star here, and the star is this very nurturing energy, healing energy, optimism, change, something new and weird, authentic, something its own, something in its own rhythm I'm hearing. And King of Pentacles reversed. No, if you're having trouble with money, no one's gonna have a problem with that. If you're not stable, if you feel like the world beneath your feet is crumbling, the Queen of Cups is gonna understand. And she's gonna be quite loving. You don't need to hide that because you're the Queen of Cups. She's like double water. She knows things. So whatever you're gonna say, she already knows. But she's waiting for you to express yourself, because that way things can happen correctly. And even if you don't have the material stability you're seeking, she's not asking for that. She's asking for the King of Cups, the emotionally available partner. And death here is maybe they don't, maybe you're like trying to change and be something else. And the Queen of Cups is like, I don't want you to change. I want you to innovate yourself, to upgrade yourself, to update your system. I don't want you to be something else. I don't want you to be rich and to be super stable. I want you the way you are. But when you're holding everything back, she's just gonna be at one point her emotions, because Queen of this is Piscean energy, by the way. Queen of Cancer, Pisces, and yeah, anyway, Queen of Cups. She's intuitive, emotionally available, but if she can be like holding that for herself too much, and at one point, the water's gonna spill, and she won't really have an option. She either might be like acting crazy because she'll turn around, or she might be like, you know what, I'm not staying here anymore. In this situation, in this moment, you're just not emotionally available for me. Nah, year, possibly. I feel like this has been happening for you for the past 1 year, or it's gonna be like, it's been a journey. And possibly, I don't know, maybe you were thinking about something and the now was about that specific thing. But if this is not about people, if this is just you, um, I don't, I feel like for the next 1 year, things will be a bit more stable for you. But in order for them to stabilize, you must seek assistance from others. um, and find innovative new ways for you to experience life. So, yeah, thank you, Group 4, for this. I'm sorry for being a mom. I really hope you are well and everything is okay with you. Oh, not just Group 4, with all of us. Release, surrender control, surrender all the ways you're trying to control everything in your life. That way you can be happy. So, yeah, thank you all for joining me today, and I wish you a very pleasant new morning, Pisces. Bye. Thank you.